Hey man, it's your boy TJ, man. We got another video. Why did JJ McCarthy experiment with break the NFL? He ain't gonna break the NFL, bro. To me, Vikings, bro, y'all should have kept Sam Darnold, bro. I don't know why y'all ain't keep Sam Darnold. Y'all went 14-3 last year. Y'all disappointed in the playoffs. It was like, damn, but y'all went 14-3 for what? Just losing the first round to the last seed? But that's crazy. But JJ McCarthy, though, y'all rather put pressure on a young kid instead of somebody who already proven himself. But Sam Darnold took y'all 14-3, but y'all ain't won them. Okay, y'all lost the playoffs. Come on, Sam. Y'all put the running back with Sam, man. But this nigga hit or miss for real. He wasn't even the face of his Michigan team. That was Blake Corum. That was straight Blake. That was straight Blake. This nigga wasn't the face of his team, fam. That was straight Blake.
It's not as though you were even that great in college. You weren't the feature of your college
Nigga ain't
team.
breaking
That was
nothing.
Blake Corum.
Y'all better off getting Kirk Cousins back. Y'all ask me.
You weren't the feature player of your college team. That was a running-based offense. So I just
Look,
think
he even
for a
said
team
it,
that
bro.
is built to win right
Yeah, I know
now,
I just don't be
like you
talking,
built
bro.
to
Nigga
win
really
right
know
now,
his sports stuff,
and you're
man.
putting this much faith and this much pressure on a kid that ain't played no
Exactly.
snaps and was
Everything
hurt
I
all
just
last
said.
season. That's tough.
Because if they find out that he really has it, now we can go all in on the Super Bowl without the contract.
With the addition of Fries and Ryan Kelly, we're talking about an offensive line that'll be top 3, top 4 offensive line in the NFL. We know the perimeter players are top 3 in the
Justin
NFL.
Jefferson.
We know the scheme. And
I don't see Justin Jefferson stand with the Vikings for much longer, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This might be a whole nother Randy Moss situation, bro. I don't want
play
that for him,
caller
bro.
is as good as it gets in the NFL. And with some of the additions defensively,
Why he too
I
good not to
fully
get a
expect
ring,
JJ
bro.
McCarthy to hit the ground running. Remember a young quarterback getting given the reins to go be the starter, being in this good of a situation.
Now, as you probably remember, the story of the 2024 NFL Draft was quarterbacks. 6 were taken in the first round, and by the end of the regular season, all of them have become bona fide starters for their team. All for except one, JJ McCarthy. After missing his entire rookie season, McCarthy is now set to return to
Y'all don't
lead one
even
of
know
the
what y'all
NFL's
got
most
in him.
loaded
He
offenses.
missed his whole rookie
Add the
season.
fact, too, that the team is coming off of a disappointing wildcard round exit, the pressure is on. But with head coach Kevin O'Connell in his corner, life is looking good for the sophomore quarterback. And because of many more reasons we'll go over in this video today, is exactly why the JJ McCarthy experiment will pay off for the Vikings in 2025.
That nigga
Now,
hit or
stepping in
miss,
for a
but he come
resurgent
out
Sam
being
Darnold may
ass or
sound
come
like a
out being
tall
like
task for the
JD5. We
second-year
don't know.
quarterback. After all, keeping a top 10 scoring offense running smoothly isn't exactly a walk in the park, but JJ McCarthy has been handling that kind of pressure for most of his footballing life. Even if we go back all the way to high school, he led his high school team to back-to-back state championship appearances, securing the title as a sophomore. And after his senior season in Illinois
them
was
boys so
canceled due to
loud,
COVID,
boy.
he transferred to
Y'all know about
IMG Academy in
y'all
South
know.
Florida, where it's just
Y'all
about
them
the
boys
biggest
tough,
stage
dude.
there in the high school game. And the Michigan commit didn't disappoint there either, leading IMG to an undefeated season and a national title. The 5-star recruit then arrived in Ann Arbor with plenty of excitement around his potential contributors, and once again immediately got to work vindicating the hype. He did appear in 11 games as a freshman, serving primarily as a backup. But when he was playing, he tossed a total of 5 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in a campaign where Michigan snapped a 10-year losing streak to Ohio State and made their first
Ohio
college
State be
football
putting pain to that
playoffs.
booty.
He then returned as a sophomore
Damn,
and
Ohio State
absolutely
putting pain. Straight
dominated
pain.
as a starter. He led the Wolverines to an undefeated season, a rout of the Buckeyes in Columbus, and another Big Ten championship. And I mean, with one of the biggest, most passionate college fan bases out there looking for a quarterback to take the team to the next level, McCarthy stepped up with 2,719 passing yards for 22 scores, earning himself second-team all-conference honors. Although he did struggle in a shootout against TCU in the college football playoff semifinal, throwing a pair of interceptions to go with a pair of touchdowns, McCarthy was set to explode in his junior campaign under Jim Harbaugh. And after an undefeated
With the Chase mobile app, things move a little more
season of 2,991 yards for 22 more touchdowns and only 4 interceptions, it saw McCarthy be named the Big Ten Quarterback of the Year, but many people had contributed Michigan's success.
I ain't saying McCarthy gonna be bad. I just feel like y'all got a better chance of sticking with Sam Darnold, dude. This nigga missed his whole rookie season. You don't know what you gonna get out of him. He might come out being terrible, fam. That y'all gonna be stuck with him. Then what y'all gonna do? Grab another quarterback? You see what I'm saying?
To the run game. And now
Right.
approaching the peak of his powers, McCarthy had the chance to show out and finally win a playoff game. Under the brightest
Blake
of lights,
Corum,
McCarthy
that
threw
offense
3
run through Blake.
touchdowns for 221 yards against none other than Nick Saban's Alabama to send the Wolverines to the national championship, winning the coveted Rose Bowl MVP award in the process. But that's the thing about us sports fans is we tend to have short memories sometime. Because when Michigan dominated in the national championship game by running the ball down Washington's throat, nobody was particularly interested in J.J. McCarthy. He was a
Donovan and
glorified
Blake.
game manager to many
I
with
got
too
Donovan
small
really
of a sample
underrated,
size
though.
to make any legitimate assessment on. Nevertheless, though, the winningest starting quarterback in Division I history felt that his stock was high enough and declared for a stacked 2024 draft. The first 3 quarterbacks to go were fairly
Yeah, I'm
set in
glad
stone
you
also,
going
as
that
Caleb
job,
Williams,
boy.
Jaden Daniels, and Drake May led the pack, but beyond them, each of the remaining first-round caliber talents had major question marks. For McCarthy, it was his
He probably
limited film
could
in
have won.
Michigan's run-heavy offense with fewer eye-catching plays than the other top prospects in the class. He had the fewest passing attempts by far, but had demonstrated exceptional efficiency whenever called upon. His tape alone couldn't tell the story of the type of teammate and leader he was, though, and as the youngest signal caller available, the most moldable pro-ready quarterback as well. It also helped that he won everywhere he went, proving he wasn't just a product of the system, but was willing to do whatever the team needed to win. A strong pro day performance also did help, causing Jim Harbaugh to proclaim McCarthy that was not only the best
Hey, I
in the
hope
class,
McCarthy
but
prove
the
me
best
wrong, though.
quarterback
Prove
in
me wrong,
Michigan
man, McCarthy.
history.
The workout JJ had, I've been to a lot of pro day
That boy Jim Harbaugh.
workouts and watched quarterbacks throw. That was the best I've ever seen a quarterback do at a pro day. I mean,
So with Michael Penix gone to the Falcons, the Vikings traded up from 11th to 10th overall in order to select J.J. McCarthy out of Michigan. And I mean, really, it is tough to imagine a better landing spot for a quarterback than to land in the arms of just Kevin O'Connell, pretty much, who has been a quarterback guru, or at least what we've seen for the past couple of years. Kevin O'Connell eked every ounce out of quality play from
No, I'm
Kirk
saying y'all
Cousins,
better running it
conducting
back
one of the
with Kirk
NFC's
over
most
JJ.
prolific offenses of the past few seasons. And then with Cousins on his way out, free agent signing Sam Darnold stepped in as the veteran presence to ease J.J. McCarthy's transition into the big leagues. Add in the fact, too, that they have a formidable receiving core spearheaded by Justin Jefferson, and it would give the rookie plenty to aim at. He showed significant promise, legitimately competing with Darnold for the starting spot in training camp as well. The Vikings head coach had spoke glowingly about McCarthy's hunger and character, with an appetite for learning and a love for football that guaranteed a firm commitment to mastering the offense that he was trying to learn.
They got
It
Jay
had been
Jettis,
planned out to
Addison. I
perfection,
think
and
they got
O'Connell was
Aaron
pretty
Jones,
adamant
too,
too
though.
that J.J.
I mean, the
McCarthy would
Vikings.
only see the field when he was absolutely ready.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Vikings really, like, win now team, dude. They like a quarterback away from winning now. They went 14-3 last season, bro. That's why I was surprised when they got rid of Sam Darnold. I'm like, what? Then you putting all the pressure on the young kid. I don't know, bro. Hopefully it work out.
A guarantee that
I
he
ain't
could
saying
afford
it's
to
not. I
make
don't
with
think
Sam
it's gonna
Darnold
work
holding
out.
things down in the interim. Unfortunately, though, that
I don't
master
think they're
plan
gonna
they
do better
had
than
pretty much
last
got
year, though.
blown up in the first preseason game. McCarthy's debut was absolutely electric, completing 11 of 17 passes for 188 yards and 2
Oh my
touchdowns
God.
against 1 interception for a passer rating of 116.8. He also showed off his severely underrated mobility and the elite pocket awareness that also went under the radar. The rookie had Vikings fans excited for the season to come, and it was all going to plan apart from the rookie's complaints of discomfort in his right knee. Well, it turned out that on August 11th would be the last time J.J. McCarthy suited up in the purple and gold in 2024, having suffered a torn meniscus which required surgery and would keep him out for the entirety of his rookie
Damn, but that's
campaign. It was a
crazy.
huge blow for Minnesota, who now had no choice.
Yeah, we never knew this nigga right here was gonna turn out to be what he did, but that's crazy. Everybody like, oh, JJ McCarthy, it's over with for the Vikings, over with for the Vikings. Next thing you know, them boy went 14-3. I'm like, damn, boy. Sam Darnold really revived his career with the Vikings, bro. Damn, that's crazy. That's what I'm saying. People just need that one more opportunity. This really revived his career, bro. That would make him get the contract with the Seahawks. I'm like, damn, y'all should have kept him.
Choice, but to place all of their faith in the wild card that was Sam Darnold. Luckily, though, the Vikings already had an elite roster, winning 14 games as Darnold was named to his first Pro
That boy
Bowl and a
Addison.
career-best season.
That boy
Everything
cold,
seemed
too.
to have fallen into place for the Vikings in 2024, despite a bit of a late-season tumble epitomized by the beatdown in Detroit, where Darnold looked like a non-factor. Things then only got worse for Minnesota as they were humbled
Oh
by
my
Kevin O'Connell's
gosh.
mentor in LA, ending
Verse
their
them boys for
postseason
killing
far
them
earlier than
boys,
they had
man.
Here's a twist.
Rams
What if you could get
was
Big
killing them
Bang Muscle
boys.
with
Sam
Small
didn't know
Bang
what to
Hustle?
do out there. I'm like,
Big Bang
damn, Sam.
anticipated. And as we all know too, Darnold then did hit the free agent market, signing a 3-year mega deal with the Seahawks, but there was no panic amongst Vikings fans. And well, that's mainly because a lot of them have so much faith in their coaching staff that they know what they're going to do with JJ McCarthy now. You see, Sam Darnold was the most recent addition to a long line of quarterbacks that Kevin O'Connell has got the absolute most out of at the NFL level. Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, and now Darnold have all flourished under the former quarterback, as it seems that whoever is taking snaps under center in his offense will thrive. So considering the raw tools, consistent production, and competitive nature of a guy like JJ McCarthy, it's hard to imagine
Like
him
I
falling
said, McCarthy
completely
gotta be
flat
that
come the
dude.
start of the
I don't know.
2025 season.
Tom would tell, damn, I can't wait for the
apart
season
from
to
just
start.
JJ
Wait,
McCarthy
damn,
succeeding in year 2 under Kevin O'Connell, there seem to be just a couple more reasons that I want to go over that why he's primed for a breakout in 2025. Like if we go back to the days at Michigan, although the offense was run heavy, it leaned on play
Run heavy
action in a
offense.
way that aligns with Minnesota's ambitions for the 2025 season. O'Connell has openly stated that he wants a stronger running game,
Yeah,
which
that's
will
what I'm saying. Like, so what the Vikings gonna do? Because Vikings were pass heavy last season with Sam Darnold. So they gonna go more of a run heavy because they signed Jordan Mason. That's what I'm saying. Like they gonna have to switch the whole offense
certainly
up.
be helped by the offensive additions of Jordan Mason in the backfield, as well as substantial help in the trenches.
With Aaron
After dropping
Jones, Jordan
$88
Mason.
million over
might be a
5
good
years
little
on
duo,
right guard
though.
Willie Fries, the Vikings signed 4-time Pro Bowl center Ryan Kelly on a 2-year deal worth $18 million. With both of those guys under contract too, the Colts have consistently had one of the AFC's best O-lines in the past few seasons, allowing Jonathan Taylor to flourish when healthy. So if they can replicate that level of production on the Vikings, the NFC might have to watch out. And they weren't done there either. The Minnesota front office then spent their first-round pick on Donovan Jackson, reinforcing the left guard
I
position.
ain't gonna lie, boy, they
Not
old
only will
line.
all of these
Vikings old
additions
line looking like
significantly
one of the best
improve
in
the
the league.
O-line
For
from where
sure.
it was last year, but they should enable the run game spearheaded by Aaron Jones to shoulder more of the offensive burden for McCarthy as he transitions into his new role as a full-time starter. The second-year quarterback will, of course, benefit from the added protection, but McCarthy's Michigan tape demonstrates his ability to make plays in and out of structure, something that may come in handy as he settles into the speed and intensity of the NFL. And I think, truthfully, what this level of investment of the offensive line does for the Vikings as well is, well, it gives the message of that there's no more rumors going around. JJ McCarthy is the future of the Vikings. And
Yeah,
that's the crazy
absolutely,
part
yeah.
too, is we've only
For
talked
sure.
about the offensive line. Now we're about to go over the weapons that he gets to use because truthfully, just the weapons he has at his disposal are absolutely ridiculous on the offensive side of the ball. Aaron Jones enjoyed a fantastic debut season with the Vikings in 2024 with over 1,100 yards on the ground to go with 400 through the air. However, the real
Oh,
showstopper in
damn,
this
but
offense
it's-
is unquestionably Justin Jefferson, whose unreal
Jetted,
production
boy, that
across his
boy-
5 seasons in the league with
That
various
boy a
quarterbacks
fucking
under center
dog, boy.
should make him a reliable
Best receiver in the
target for
league.
McCarthy. If the Vikings can
Best
marry
receiver in the league.
Jefferson's
I don't care
Hall
what
of Fame
nobody
talent
say.
with a young and hungry quarterback, this duo
Oh
will
my
give the
God, boy,
NFC
that
North
catch was
defenses
crazy, boy.
nightmares for years.
Well, I seen that catch live, boy. That's the greatest one-hand catch I ever seen in the game and in the moment they was in.
Years to come.
Damn,
Jordan
that was
Addison is a
crazy.
brilliant wide receiver too, also on a rookie contract,
Yeah,
whose
Addison,
ability
boy,
to
that-
create separation and win on short and intermediate
knew about
routes should
Addison.
provide another valuable option to McCarthy at all times. With Ty Felton arriving
With
in the
TJ
draft to help out in
Hawkinson, too?
similar
I
areas
forgot
on the
about
field,
TJ.
the Vikings have clearly gone all out to help McCarthy feel comfortable in his first full year as a starter too. They also have one of the best tight ends in the league with TJ Hawkinson, contributing
yeah.
plenty as a blocker while remaining a dynamic receiver. Hawkinson could easily be McCarthy's safety valve when needed and will be looking to bounce back after an injury-riddled 2024 season. And truthfully, if I can just try to put this into perspective for you, they took a quarterback, basically, they took Sam Darnold, that group of players. They took Sam Darnold, who, I'm going to read his stats right now, His best season yielded over just 3,000 yards, 19 touchdowns. They turned him into a phenom with over 4,300 yards and 35 touchdowns last year, and
Damn.
somehow got him paid a $100 million contract.
Yeah, that revive his
Like,
career.
if they can do that
All
with
that said.
Darnold, who is an inferior athlete to what J.J. McCarthy is.
Like, if Darnold didn't show up with the Vikings, though, he would have been a starter in this league. Everybody knew that. He probably would have been a backup. Because he was planned to be a backup for J.J. McCarthy. Then McCarthy got hurt. Then we got his opportunity. He took the best of it.
Let's just imagine what they're going to be able to do with J.J. McCarthy now. Like, it's going to be absolutely crazy. And now, yes, of course, I know McCarthy, hasn't played a legitimate snap of NFL football. He's played one preseason game. And also the fact that, Michigan was a pretty powerhouse school when he was there. But that all aside, though, I think the just ceiling for McCarthy is absolutely there. And this Vikings team, especially on offense, is very scary to look at. With that being said, though, too, I definitely don't want to take away from what McCarthy has done. Like, the dude has been able to win at every single level he's been competing at. Like, I mean, he had to leave his family behind and adhere to strict safety protocols at IMG, navigating those big life changes through his commitment to meditation. He carried that mental fortitude with him at Michigan, where he could be often seen meditating at the goalpost, and McCarthy's just presence of mind meant that he was seldomly overwhelmed by a big occasion and was able to routinely execute whatever he was asked to and lead his team to victory. It's precisely this mindfulness that drew Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings organization to the quarterback in the first place, demonstrating wisdom, patience, and leadership far beyond his 21 years of age. Spending the past year learning the game at a higher level will only serve to hone those qualities while strengthening any deficiencies, leaving him poised to make a huge impact in 2025. A truly elite signal caller to lead O'Connell's quarterback-friendly offense could finally be the missing piece to get Minnesota their first playoff win in 6 years and potentially earn the city
I
the
definitely thought
Lombardi,
they was going to
which has
get one
eluded them
last year,
for
though. I think
so
everybody
long.
thought that, too. Like, GTA paid us, bro. I thought GTA was coming out this year, but they put it next year and shit.
All right, and we are back for overtime. I'm gonna try and not yell in this mic, so that way y'all don't have to hear me. I'm gonna lean back too, so that way it's Sunday. I'm basically recording this while basically you guys are gonna see this in like an hour, and I'm recording it. So happy Sunday to you. We are one day closer to football, and more importantly, we are in overtime. So I'm gonna start the clock. We're gonna talk about the Vikings today, and personally for me, one of the scariest teams this year that I think is going to challenge the Philadelphia Eagles for the NFC. I think just truthfully, the Vikings, if J.J. McCarthy can play how well he did in the preseason last year, and yes, I know, everybody's going to say it. It was the preseason, this and
Yeah, McCarthy played well, though. Like, play how Sammy did with the offense, though. But Vikings going to be dangerous for sure, though.
this and that.
But time will tell, though.
Besides the point. I think the Vikings are going to be in good hands with J.J. McCarthy. Personally, for me, I always thought J.J. McCarthy was going to end up being the best quarterback from this draft class. Obviously, we never found out because, well, Jaden Daniels ended up doing what he did last year and put my foot in my mouth. But who knows? Maybe J.J. McCarthy can help me redeem myself and hopefully, play well this year. Otherwise, I'm going to look like a big dummy. But let's talk about this real quick about what I was talking about in the video. So basically, as I was explaining in the video, and I talked about towards the end of the video, if you made it there, and obviously if you're here, comment overtime because you are a true one of the K-Rich Productions community. Always going to be posting in our Discord and everything. Going to get that all going and all that stuff. So, again, comment overtime. But like I was saying, is just the offensive firepower that this team has, that I even had at the beginning of the video.
Yeah, they fixed that whole lineup. They got the receivers. They got the two backs. They got the defense.
That offensive line, they invested in protecting J.J. McCarthy. They made sure that they said, we're not going and getting Aaron Rodgers. We are making sure that you are protected and that you are going to feel good and be able to get the ball to your weapons in Aaron Jones, Jordan Addison, and Justin Jefferson, and TJ Hawkinson. On offense, it feels like this team doesn't have a weakness besides the inexperience at the quarterback position. I can't think of any other reason why they can't score 21 points a game. Their pass protection, just everything looks so good. And I mean,
like I was saying, it's just, Vikings
I'm looking at my notes over here on the computer screen too, so if I'm looking away, that's why. Don't get mad at me, as we have had about the names and all that. So I think just with the early momentum, he's at OTAs. That's a good sign. And just there's been a lot of reports of just again, he's doing well in OTAs and all the training camp stuff. And that's what you want to see out of the guy that didn't play a snap of football last year besides that preseason game. Because I think that's the big thing is I'm in the camp of the more you play, the better you'll be. So I think that's a good thing too, is that even though he didn't get to play at all last year, he got to watch Sam Darnold. And hopefully what we're going to see now
Yeah, he still got
is
to learn
if
from
JJ
Sam.
McCarthy was actually, putting in that work, even though he was injured, watching film, all that stuff.
But my problem is though, he got a whole year off. Though how you know he gonna be that dude? That's my problem though. I don't think he gonna play better than what Sammy did though. I ain't gonna lie. But Sam Darnold playing out his mom, but I ain't gonna lie. But you never know though. Never know.
So that's also a good thing. The other thing that's going to help more so in the future too is that this team, I'm looking at it right here, they have the league's 6th most salary cap space available still. And I mean, they bolstered it with smart free agent signings like Jonathan Allen, all those guys they got on the defensive side of the ball. Like, their defense is going to be top 10 also.
With Brian Flores
this
at
team has
damn,
the
boy.
chance and potential to be top 10 on offense and on defense, like easily when I say that. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. What's the strongest point for this team? Is it their offense or is it their defense? Because truthfully, I just don't see a weak point on this team, like I was saying. Truthfully, for me, I think the offense
Nah, I ain't gonna lie though. They offense and defense really top 10. If you really wanna put it out, they offense and defense top 10, boy. Vikings, yeah, boy. They gonna be good. And I got another question too though. So if Sam Darnold would have won in the playoffs, would y'all would have kept Sam Darnold? Now that's a good question. Hey, Vikings fan, y'all let me know. If Sam Darnold would have won that playoff game, would y'all would have kept Sam Darnold? Or y'all would have moved on from him? Y'all let me know.
Defense, but they're just as good too, So again, I think the only concern you can have about the Vikings right now is the inexperience at the quarterback position. One, with that just being, they are.
I'm glad they got a veteran at that position. Well, imagine them with A-Rod, Jay Jettis, A-Rod, Addison.
Jordan Jefferson, that's his brother. Justin Jefferson has played in a few playoff games and everything, but it's tough too when you don't have other experienced players that have played in multiple playoff games on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
Defensively, I think they do. But truthfully, the main reason I wanted to talk about and what I want to talk about in overtime is just the main reason or the real reasons of why I think JJ McCarthy is going to have a big 2025 year. And I've got them all bullet pointed here, so I'll look over at them. And personally for me, the dude has won everywhere. I don't care what you say about him being carried in college and all that. The dude still had to run the offense.
Yeah, he still got to run
the offense. The play action. And if you look at what Kevin O'Connell has said, they're going to try to run more play action this year. They signed Jordan Mason. They have Aaron Jones. They're going to try and make his life easy. That's one thing I always say is when I see rookie quarterbacks or just younger quarterbacks.
To me, I see JJ McCarthy a system quarterback. I feel like he need everything around him to succeed. Ain't nothing wrong with that, dude. But that's just the type of quarterback I see him on.
The team doesn't move him out of the pocket. They want him to stand in the pocket and throw the ball. And it's like, no, move them, roll them out. And I think with
just like Brock Purdy, bro.
They're going to be able to
Brock
do that.
Purdy is system quarterback. He need everything around him.
Another one too is just the preseason and OTAs been going well. That's what we want to see out of it. Next thing too is they have the built-in support systems. Again, great run game. The pass catchers are elite. It's not like he's not throwing to the best wide receiver in the league. He's got the best wide receiver in the league, and Jordan Addison's a pretty good number two also, along with TJ Hawkinson. Like, the support system around him is
you can't go wrong with the receivers you got, boy.
Okay.
And the running
then
backs.
obviously, I mean, the last and most important reason is you have the coach of the year in Kevin O'Connell, who is just a modern quarterback guru. And the dude knows what he's going to be doing with Kevin O'Connell knows what he's doing with any and every quarterback, which is exactly what we want to see out of a coach and a quarterback tandem when they work together. And I think he's going to be able to push JJ to where he needs to be successful in this offense. So personally for me, those are my thoughts. I personally think that the Vikings, they're structured to win right now. And if they're not going to win right now, they're going to be able to push for that
right now,
they have their Super Bowl window. If JJ McCarthy is average, like Caleb Williams average, they're going to be able to push for their Super Bowl window, and I think he's going to be above average. I think he's going to be more like a Jaden Daniels that we saw last year. So, again, Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about JJ McCarthy, about this Vikings team in general, because truthfully, they are one of the scariest teams in the NFL, I personally think.
Yeah, without a doubt, dude. They definitely one of the scary teams in the NFL, dude. They definitely Super Bowl contender. They winning ready right now, dude. That's what I'm saying, dude. To me, I'm gonna keep saying it, bro. I don't care how y'all feel about it. They should have ran it back with Sam Darnold, bro. I mean, you went 14-3 last year, bro. Run it back. Run it back. Y'all lost in the playoffs. Y'all added more weapons, bro. Run it back. Y'all could have just ran it back with Sam Darnold. The weapons y'all got now and how Sam Darnold played last year, y'all brought in Donovan Jackson, Will Fries. Y'all made y'all old line better. Y'all added Jordan Mason. Therefore, damn, boy, I ain't gonna lie. If JJ McCarthy come out playing lights out, boy, Vikings gonna be dangerous, but for sure. But man, that's what y'all think the Vikings gonna do though. Like, y'all let me know what y'all think the Vikings record's gonna be next season. Y'all think they gonna make the Super Bowl? Y'all think they gonna miss the playoffs again, lose in the first round again? Y'all let me know, man. But that's the end of that video. If you made it all the way this far, make sure you subscribe. You know what I'm on.